Welcome everyone to a great Deep Purple song. I always called this My Woman from Tokyo, but I learned it's actually titled Woman from Tokyo. A little trivia there, how about that? Alright, this is Richie, playing in his typical style with some hybrid pickings, so hopefully from Man on the Silver Mountain you still got a little callus on your third or whatever finger you use. This is going to use some tricky stuff. We're going to give our pinky a workout. The solos are not real difficult. There's a real different chord in the verse, and we'll go through all of that for you. Of course, my notes will be linked below the video, so you can click on that and download them and either follow along or use the tab to learn it. So we'll go through and I'll talk about some of the little intricacies in the song. I'm not going to go into as great a detail as there's two guitars and this is what each one's doing. We're going to focus on just the main guitar here. So with that said, we'll get into the lesson. Okay, so the song uses a lot of back and forth with the 6-string open. So we'll be going back and forth and between the chord. The chord that starts it will be an E sus4. So we're going to put our pinky down on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret. And we'll be pulling it off. So you're going to exercise this pinky a bit. Alright, what we do is hit the open 6th string and then the 2nd fret of the 4th and 3rd string. We'll hit that once and then again and pull off to 1. Alright, so it'll sound like this. So the pull off, it just has to be just right. What I found is I put some compression on this so my notes ring out a little clearer and evener, and that really helped because my pinky's not that strong as it used to be, but it really did help. So a little compression does help with this. Then we're going to hit that open 6th string again, and then 4th and 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and then just to the 1st fret on the 3rd string. He's hybrid picking that 4th and 3rd string, okay? I should have mentioned that. But what we have so far is this, with the hybrid picking on 4 and 3. Back to the 6th string. So it kind of follows, think of the words, My Woman from Tokyo. And then we're going to pick the 5th and 4th string at the 2nd fret. Okay, that 2 and 1 on the 4th and 3rd string, we go to 2 on the 5th and 4th. Okay, so I'm exaggerating. It helps if you just keep the chord in place. So again, so far. Now we're going to hit that 6th string open, and then we're going to hit the 5th string open, hammer on to the 2nd fret, and then hit the 4th string open. Alright, and then we're going to repeat what we've done up to this point. Alright, so I'm going to take us through the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. After he hits the 2nd time through on the 2nd fret of the 5th and 4th string, just move up to the 3rd fret, 4th fret, and end on 5. And again, that's with hybrid picking. Give it a little vibrato there. So again, up to that point. So there we are with, that's the first section. We'll go through the second section next. Okay, the next section in the intro is a little interplay with the keyboards and bass. We're going to hit the open 6th string to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Then we're going to hammer on open 4 to the 2nd fret. Then we'll repeat that 6th string to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Then there's a slight pause and you'll hear that same E to E repeated with the bass and keyboard only. So listen for it. There's just a pause after the second time you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 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 Now, after the 4th time, you're going to do this little lick which Richie goes nuts on the whammy bar, and for me it knocks my guitar out of tune, but we'll check it out next. So the lick you hear leading to the whammy bar craze goes like this. Alright, I didn't do the whammy bar, I don't want to knock everything out of tune, but what we're doing is on the 1st string, 3rd fret, strike that. Then we're going to hit the 2nd string, 5, pulled off to 3, pulled off to open. Land on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then hit the 2nd string. Then you do the whammy bar. So after that, we're back into the actual, this will be the chorus, but I'm going to call it a tag because it's prior to singing. So I'm just calling it the tag. We'll go into that next. The verse will sound like this. So that goes into the chorus. So for the verse, what we're going to do is a walk up from the open 6th string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and then into a G without playing the 3rd of this chord. So we're just doing a G power. Mute that A string. Then we're going to an F add 9. So leave your pinky on the 1st string, the 3rd fret, put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger up on the 4th string at the 3rd fret. Leave the 3rd string open. And then there's a down, let's see, up, down, up. So we have this. Back to the G note and then the chord. F add 9. Then just put your middle finger down on the 3rd string, 2nd fret for an F. Just leave that pinky there, that's fine. You don't have to hit the 1st string, but if you do, it doesn't matter. Back to our G. The last time through, we'll hit the F add 9, and then we go into a little lick. So the lick from the F add 9 is the 5th string, 3 to 5, hammer out, and then hit the 3rd string open. And then we hit our open E and into the chorus. So I'm going to walk through this verse slowly for you so you can see how everything fits together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're to the chorus. Alright, so between the chorus, the measures will repeat twice. Between them, throughout most of the song, we have some licks. And I've written these out, and we'll go over those next. Alright, so you'll hear this right after the very first time through the chorus. Now it sounds different because I put on some reverb. He uses reverb and he uses the front pickup. Okay, so we've got a lot more bass going on, and the lick will sound like this. Alright, so basically what we're doing, we're at the 15th fret, 2nd string with a bend, and then hit it unbent to 12. Then we're going to go to the 3rd string at 14 with a bend release and pull off to 12, ending on 14 on the 4. Then we just come down to the 14th fret of the 3rd string, 2 bends. So all together, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that happens just between the two measures of the chorus. You'll hear the other measure, you kind of come in the second part of it. Alright, so that's that. Then we're into the second verse. It starts out just like the first verse with the walk up into our F add 9 and so forth. Then we're into the second chorus. Alright, the second chorus actually has 2 fills. So we'll go through both of those fills next. So the second chorus, like I said, has 2 fills, and they kind of fill it up as the chorus goes through. You'll hear these, again, it's very prominent in the song, but the very first fill is almost exactly like the first fill. It'll sound like this. So the difference is we're going from 14 on the 3rd to 12 with vibrato. Alright. Then you'll hear 15 on the 2nd string bent, and it just kind of stops, and then the next lick will go like this. Alright, so what we're doing there, the second half of the lick, is the 15th fret of the 1st string bent and then unbent to 12. Then the 2nd string 15 bend, release and pull off to 12, hitting 14 on the 3rd. And then hit 15 again with some vibrato as you bend it. Alright, and you're finishing up right there at that point to the bridge. Now we'll go over the bridge next. For the bridge, we're going to come in with some guitar, and then it will go into just keyboards. But I'll show you the chords you can play over that, and actually practice the F add 9th, because it sounds great over them. So the bridge will go like this. So I'll stop there. What we do to start the bridge is hit an A power chord, and then we come to a G minor 7th, okay? And that's 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 6th string, 5 on the 5th string, and then 3 on the 4th and 3rd string, and just hit each string individually. And then they go into the bridge. The bridge, like I said, that's the start of it. It's basically G to our F add 9th. You'll do that 5 times. after the 5th time, you're going to go from a G to a C. And then the end of the bridge has a really cool walk up of some notes, and we'll go over that next. Alright, so the end of the bridge, which is a beautiful walk up, we're basically going to be hitting the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. It's just where you put your fingers. The 3rd string's always going to be open, so that makes it even easier. So we're going to reference a G first. We'll be on the 3rd fret on the 1st and 2nd string in that open G. Okay, this will repeat. Each one repeats twice. So we'll repeat that again. Then we move the 1st string to 5. So we're going to hit 5 on the 1st string, 3 on the 2nd, and open 3rd. Then we move that whole thing 1 step up. So we'll be on 7 and 5. Then just take your pinky up to 8, leaving the 2nd string at 5. Alright, then we're going to walk that up. Now we're going to go a step and a half. Alright, we're going to be at 10 and 8. Then go up to 12 and 8 on the 2nd string. Then take that stretch and move it 1 step up. We're going to be on 14 on the 1st string, 10 on the 2nd string. Then we're going to move it just slightly up. We're going to go a step up on the 2nd string, so we'll be on the 2nd string at 12, 1st string at 15. Now this one we'll play 4 times. And end on 15. Okay, it's beautiful. It's really a great ending of a bridge. So I'm going to go through it slowly for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, we're back into the chords. So after that, we're into that first tag. It's going to be the chorus played without any vocals. All right, so we'll be into the 3rd verse. All right, so the 3rd verse is just like we've learned. The only thing I want to point out about the 3rd verse, after we get to the 4th G, just before it ends, there's a real cool fill that he does there that leads us into the first part of the chorus. You can't do this if it's one guitar, but if you have 2, this is a real cool thing, or you just want to do this in playing the song, will sound like this. So for that lick, again, if you want to play this with one guitar, it's something you just have to do and ignore the rhythm, or if you have 2 guitars, you can add this. So what we're going to do is hit the 4th string, hammer onto 2, hit the 3rd string, hammer onto 2, but pull off back to open. Then we're going to hit 4th fret of the 3rd string. This will all be on the 3rd string. We'll be hit 4 to pull off to open, 5 to pull off to open, back to 4, back to 5, and then 5 again. Then you move up to 7 twice. And then you just hit 2 and slide up. So all together it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, really cool lick. I just had to include that because I was like, man, what is he doing there? All right, so we're finishing out chorus 3. So our chorus 3, again, the start is through the verse with that cool fill that I just showed you. But during chorus 3, we actually have a couple other fills that are very recognizable. It'll start like this. Alright, so it starts out sliding into 15 in the second string with some vibrato and bent. Then you'll hear this. And it stops. So what we're doing is hitting 15 bent up, 15 unbent to 12 on the first string. Then we go to the second string with a 15 bend, release and pull off to 12, back to 15 unbent, and then 15 bent. And then it kind of stops and you'll hear 15 bent again. That's the end of the third chorus. All right, so we have this. Let me just take it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're into the piano solo. I'm calling this the interlude, piano solo. But there is some backing guitar in this that's a little different as it starts. He's just kind of right there hitting 14 and 12 on the third and second string with a little bit. But I found doing the rhythm is really much more pleasing to play. Alright, so for the interlude or piano, we're playing basically at the 7th fret, the B, down to 5, the A, and back up to 7 for the E on the 5th string. Alright, we're just using notes, alright, to outline this interlude, let the piano breathe. So we're going to be playing 7 to 9 from the 6th, 4th string. We'll do that twice. Then we move to the one step down. So we'll be at the A, the 5th fret, and we'll do that twice before we hit the 4th string. And then there's 2 dead notes back to the 4th string. Alright, I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense at this point, but when you put this all together, it'll make sense. So the next part we'll do, we're going to hit the open 6th string to the 7th fret of the 5th string. And then 2 dead notes back to 7. So it's like an in-between. Alright, so let me show you this so far. 7 to 9, play them both the same. 5 twice to 7. 2 dead notes back to 7. And then we're going to go to the open 6 to 7. 2 dead notes to 7. 6 to 7. 2 dead notes to 7, and then repeat. The 4th time through, we're going to stop at the 5th position. And you'll hear the solo come in at that point. The rhythm guitar of the solo is just playing a C chord. And the C, the guitar solo is really just 2 measures. It's not difficult, nor is it long. So that is the interlude or piano solo. Play along with it. You'll get the feeling of the rhythm once you're using those notes. Went to the solo. Alright, so that's the interlude. Let's go over the solo next. So like I said, the rhythm chord is a C, so we're going to solo basically over the C pentatonic. Alright, so we'll be over the 8th position, but we're going to start out on the 3rd string at the 10th fret, and it'll sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing to start this out is we're going to bend up the 3rd string at 10, catch the 2nd string at 11, and then we're going to hit 10 unbent and bend it up 2 more times. Then we're going to bend it up again and do a little Chuck Berry, catch 8 on the 2nd to 8 on the 1st. Alright, so far we have this. Come back to the 3rd string at 10 with a bend, catching 8 on the 2nd to 11, and then we'll bend 11 up. So the first measure will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're going to do our Chuck Berry thing again, hitting the 3rd string at 10, bent to 8 on the 2nd, to 8 on the 1st, to 11 unbent. Then we're going to hit 11 bent, 11 unbent, and then 11 bent with vibrato. So we have this for the first half of the 2nd measure. Then all we do is move up to the 2nd string at 15 and hit that 4 times with vibrato and actually slide down. Alright, so the whole solo slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the solo. Okay, so the chorus that takes us out just keeps repeating and they fade out. There's just one little lick that he does over it that I'll show you. So we have this. So you'll hear that interlude lick that we did earlier, or the intro lick, I think it's the 2nd measure, overdubbed as they fade out. But anyhow, that is the end of the song. So I really hope that helps everybody. That's why I do this. Enjoy.